Good afternoon, everybody. We're really excited. We have our senator here, we have our county executive here, and we have our governor here. And there are quite a few folks here. I know, Governor, that you have to leave very shortly. So this is really a great day for Baltimore. It's a great day for the county. But this is really a Baltimore strategy for solving a very, very stubborn problem. We're committed to replacing the city's antiquated, and let me repeat, antiquated system of pipes and sewers. Headworks project will move Baltimore forward. The city will benefit actually in about three different distinct ways. First, Baltimore will be better protected in terms of long-term public health. This particular facility will reduce overflows in the system after heavy rains, which cause basement backups and headaches for our homeowners. I heard that yesterday at the Board of Estimates meeting when a group from Northwest Baltimore came in to complain about the sewage backups in their particular neighborhood. Second, Baltimore's environment in the Chesapeake Bay region will better be protected. Less sewer discharge into the waterways allow streams, the harbor, and the bay itself to flourish. And third, Baltimore will see gains in economic development. In short-term, jobs created by this project and others, small business development programs in its second year. Long-term, healthier communities and an environment helps make for vibrant development opportunities. Believe it or not, we own all of this property out here. I know y'all think y'all in Baltimore County, but this is Baltimore City property. So I want to thank all the teams from JMT, the Joint Venture Construction, I hear Kevin back there, construction team of Clark US, teams from DPW, the Office of Engineers and Construction Operations team at Back River, the office of also Senator Van Hollen, the office of Elijah Cummings as well, Harry Spikes, the office of Representative Dutch Rupersberger, Michael Baker, and MD Deputy Secretary Lynn Buell. Remember, this Back River facility is more than 100 years old. So this investment we make today will be paying off for more than 100 years. And I know that when we think about the pipes, and everybody understands that Baltimore is under a consent decree to fix our pipe system, we take this very seriously. We know what a difference it's going to make in the city of Baltimore and surrounding jurisdictions in terms of water and water runoff. There are a lot of great folks here who've been working on this kind of thing. I want to also say thank you to the chairman of the Waterfront Partnership, Mike Hankin, who has been very instrumental in supporting these kinds of efforts, because they have a particular interest in what the bay and the harbor looks like and what you all get to see when you're looking at our inner harbor. So let me call up the governor, because I know that you've got a pretty fast schedule. And so I know.
Like yours.
Yeah, absolutely. Come on up, Governor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you, Mayor Pugh. It's a pleasure to be here with all of you to celebrate this exciting achievement for Baltimore City, Baltimore County, and the state of Maryland. For 2.5 years now, making our environment cleaner and healthier has been one of the top priorities of our administration. We have invested more than $3 billion toward wide-ranging Chesapeake Bay initiatives. On its latest annual report card, the Chesapeake Bay received the highest score for water quality in a quarter century. The amount of nitrogen, phosphorus, and sediment in the Chesapeake Bay has dropped dramatically compared to recent years. This year, we enacted the Clean Water Commerce Act, a cost-effective, market-based solution for greater nutrient reduction projects, and several other bills to protect our soil, our air, and our water. On Tuesday, I convened a second Conowingo Dam Summit because it's vital that we find real solutions to the problem of sediment and nutrient pollution. However, while we're making incredible strides when it comes to the bay, the grades for waterways around the Baltimore Harbor remain dismally low, in large part because of this outdated wastewater treatment plant. In March, we approved funding for the Enhanced Nutrient Removal Upgrade Project, which is set to be completed by next year. This project will reduce nitrogen discharge by 83%. It will also provide a long-term solution for another major problem here. The Department of Natural Resources has concluded that nutrient pollution from this plant is the cause of the midge infestation that is plaguing the Back River area of Baltimore County. Clouds of these pests coat the hulls of boats and nearby trees and buildings. The midge infestation is so bad that it's affecting marinas and outdoor seating at restaurants and activities at local senior centers. Today we're taking action to provide immediate relief from this nuisance. This morning I signed an executive order directing the Maryland Department of Agriculture in partnership with the Maryland Department of Natural Resources to immediately begin eradicating the infestation of midges here on the Back River using a biological product that is approved for organic farming, recommended by a panel of scientists, and which will have no effect on the environment or any other species. We've heard the outcry of local residents loud and clear, and we're stepping in to answer their call for action. Today we're also taking important steps for further upgrades to this wastewater treatment plant as we celebrate the groundbreaking for the Back River Headwaters project, which is expected to, as I said, to reduce more than 80% of the volume of sewage overflows from the Baltimore City system. The state is proud to be playing a significant role. We've invested more than $650 million in this project and sewer improvements and to reduce nutrient levels discharged by the Back River plant. Once completed, this project will reduce nitrogen in the bay by more than 1.8 million pounds per year, which is critical to meeting our Chesapeake Bay pollution reduction goals. In addition, small businesses, the Port of Baltimore, and the 1.3 million citizens who are served by this treatment plant will benefit from cleaner water and a better quality of life. These are all important projects here at the Back River Wastewater Treatment Plant, which will all have positive and lasting effects on the local community. I want to thank you all again for the opportunity to be here with you today. I want to congratulate the folks at the Maryland Department of the Environment and everyone from the city and the county and from all the folks that had anything to do with making this possible today. And at this time, I'd like to call Mayor Pugh forward for a second so I can present her with a official governor's citation marking this celebration of the groundbreaking today.
I'm right here.
Thank you.
Never left. No. Now I'd like to call up our U.S. Senator Ben Cardin.
Mayor Pugh, first of all, let me just say, this is an extremely important moment. One of the most important functions of government is to make sure that we supply clean, safe water to the people of our community and that we protect our environment. So I want to first congratulate Mayor Pugh for taking on this challenge. This is a challenge that Baltimore has been facing for some time. Consent orders dealing with how we're going to deal with sewage backup, how we're going to make the investments necessary to make sure that we treat wastewater properly. And Mayor Pugh has shown that leadership, and I want to thank her very much for that leadership. Kevin Cabinets has shown that leadership in Baltimore County. These are tough local issues that need to be dealt with, and you need to find the partners where you can. I want to thank the state of Maryland for its contribution, and I want to talk a little bit about the federal government's role in all this. Michael Hankin, I want to thank the private sector for the work that you do. Rudy Child does a great job on behalf of Baltimore City. He was my surprise witness before the Environment and Public Works Committee in Washington. Rudy did a great job when you testified. We have a great team here. But I want to acknowledge the role of the federal government because I am proud. Our delegation has made clean water one of our top priorities. Yes, we are concerned about the Chesapeake Bay, and we know what happens here affects the quality of the water in the Chesapeake Bay. Make no mistake about it. These pumps that are going to be installed here will not only be important for public health in someone's home, which it will be, but it also will add to making sure that we do what's necessary to clean up the Chesapeake Bay. That's why our federal delegation has made this one of our top priorities. I want to acknowledge our federal team from Baltimore, Chris Van Hollen, my partner in the United States Senate, who's worked so hard on this issue. Elijah Cummings, John Sarbanes, Dutch Rupersberger. Our federal team has worked in every way possible. Dutch's work on the Appropriations Committee has been very, very important. John Sarbanes' work on the Environment Committee, Economic Committee, has made a big difference in all this. And Elijah Cummings, one of the great leaders in the House of Representatives. Chris Van Hollen, who serves on the Appropriations Committee. We're working. EPA, Environmental Protection Agency, has given about $300 million to Baltimore and Maryland for the Chesapeake Bay programs for clean water. That's a major commitment of the federal government. Over $70 million is going to the state revolving funds for these projects. These are funds that are critically important to make it work. And we are proud of the total response that we're getting from the federal government to deal with this issue. Bottom line, this project will mean that we'll do the right thing for homeowners in dealing with their sewage so they don't have to worry about backups, but we also will be doing the right thing so we put all the stakeholders together for our commitment for the Chesapeake Bay. This is a great day for Baltimore, it's a great day for our region, and I'm proud to be part of this team. Congratulations.
Thank you, Senator. Thank you, Senator. And now let me call up my partner in Baltimore County Executive Kevin Kamenetz.
Well, thank you, Mayor Pugh, and let me just state that Baltimore City and County share more than just the same first name. We have a shared interest, a shared use, and a shared responsibility to maintain, modernize, and upgrade our water and sewer infrastructure. It's a matter of public safety, and it's also a matter of environmental stewardship. When you're in a region of more than 3 million people, preserving environmental resources is really one of the major responsibilities of government, and we take this responsibility very seriously in Baltimore County, as do our friends in Baltimore City. But it's not just a local issue. Think about this. Across the state and across the country, infrastructure that was built in the 1950s and probably decades earlier is strained. Water and sewer pipes are literally bursting at the seams, and the number of water main breaks and waste overflows continue to increase. So like the city, Baltimore County is also investing $1.6 billion for water and sewer infrastructure improvement. We're inspecting hundreds of miles of pipe, rebuilding pumping stations, and replacing old lines. The traditional overflow points have been sealed, replacement lines have been built to handle and accommodate increased capacity, and sanitary overflows are starting to turn the corner with reductions in these annual incidents. So this is a major investment at the backwater treatment plant, and it comes, unfortunately, with a very, very, very big price tag, which is shared by Baltimore City and Baltimore County ratepayers. But it also comes with a shared commitment to protecting the environment, not only for people living here today, but importantly to future generations who are going to benefit from this investment. So thank you, Mayor Pugh, for our shared commitment to regional cooperation and problem solving. Senator Cardin, thank you for all your strong work. Michael Hankin, Laurie Schwartz of the Waterfront Partnership, thank you for your advocacy. Rudy Chow, thank you and your whole team. And I do want to give a shout out to our team, Public Works Director Steve Walsh, and I see former Director Ed Adams here, who also had a hand in some of the work we've been getting done here. So welcome to Baltimore County, everyone. Working together, Baltimore City and Baltimore County will continue to invest in our communities. Thank you.
Thank you, partner. Now let me bring up Rudy Chow, our Director of Public Works.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Well, thank you, Senator Cardin. Governor Hogan unfortunately couldn't be with us all the way through, and certainly Mayor Pugh and county executive cabinets and other dignitaries are attending this event. Well, I want to take this moment also to thank my team, our staff, the consultants, the JV team, the Clark and Almond shooting team in the audience. I'm counting on you guys doing an awesome job, right? So we discovered this hydraulic restriction a few years back. And through hard work, commitment, dedications, and our vision to protect the environment and to ensure we are able to hand off the water system to the next generation and generations to come, we delivered on our promise that what we said we would do, bring this Headworks project into reality. Indeed, today is a very special and exciting moment for the city. On this facility alone, if you don't know, there's about $1 billion worth of construction going on simultaneously with enhanced nutrient removal, with now the Headworks projects. I think every inch of the ground is being turned over for some sort of construction activities. As I said to our construction partners at the kickoff meeting, this marks only the beginning. Much hard work lies ahead. I look forward to the unwavering partnership among all of the stakeholders in the next few years and the day in 2020 to be able to flip on the switch to the Headworks project. Meantime, I want us to keep our eyes on much more work to be done under the newly renegotiated consent decree. Thank you. Next, thank you, and turn over to Mayor Pugh.
Thank you. Thank you, Rudy. Now let me bring up Michael Hankin, who is a fierce advocate for our waterways and is the chairman of the Waterfront Partnership.
Thank you, Mayor. It's good to be here. So several years ago, I made a very public commitment to swimming across Baltimore Harbor by the end of 2020. A lot of people thought it was a crazy thing to say and a crazy thing to think anyone could do. Actually, it's gotten to be a bit more popular. Some of you may have noticed the articles in the press the last few weeks about people being able to swim again in Paris in the Seine, or in Portland in the Willamette, and in Boston in the Charles River. Well, I was willing to stick my neck out and talk about doing it here in Baltimore because I thought it was important to do so as an environmentalist, but also as a businessman. I also thought it was okay to do it because it was doable. For the first time, we believed it was a possibility. And we knew there were several things coming our way. Some of the things happening from a regulatory standpoint, the new consent decree, the MS4 permit. From a financial standpoint, you've heard some big dollars thrown out, but nobody has thrown out the idea that we couldn't pay for it. From a technology standpoint, I assume everybody here is familiar with the success of Mr. Trash Wheel and now Professor Trash Wheel. You know, almost 600 tons have been removed. 600 tons of trash have been removed in the last 3 years from Baltimore Harbor as a result of the new technology. Laurie Schwartz and Adam Lindquist are the team behind this new technology. And lastly, we've had wonderful leadership. I mean, the governor's been outspoken on environmental issues, especially on social media, and his support has been wonderful. Secretary Grumbles from MDE has been a very, very helpful partner. Senator Cardin stood outside our building down in Fells Point several years ago and talked about his commitment to clean water. Mayor Pugh, I think there's so many things I like about Mayor Pugh, but just yesterday, in the announcement about the new consent decree, she used the word accountability. We have to be accountable. Thank you for that. And Baltimore County Executive Cabinet, your role as a partner with Baltimore City has really been important, and we appreciate your vocal support as well. You know, as for Rudy Chow, it's been one of the highlights of working on this project, getting to know Rudy. I've learned a lot from him and his team. Many of you are here today, and your commitment to learning what makes a difference. And 10 years ago, we didn't understand this, and now we do. So the team at large is learning every day. I've also learned a lot about Rudy. I took him to meet the board of the Chesapeake Bay Foundation early on when he became director. And CBF can be a tough crowd, as you all know. And the first thing Rudy said to the board was, look, I may be head of DPW, but you have to know me that I am an environmentalist first. And that was a big statement. He's also part, along with the mayor and the county executive, part of a huge economic development engine, which is important. And when I asked Rudy for help on behalf of the Waterfront Partnership a few years ago on cleaning up the harbor, he didn't just answer my phone call. He said, what can I do? And he became co-chair with me of the steering committee to clean up the harbor. And one of the first things we learned from that partnership was the importance of this project. 83% success rate is huge. And that is one of the main drivers that will allow me to jump in the harbor at 2020. There's only one thing I request, and I'm going to close by saying that. I remember a commitment that it wouldn't be the end of 2020 that the switch would be flipped, but it would be the end of September 2020. I'm swimming in that water while it's still warm outside. So thank you all very much, and congratulations.
Now we'll all be waiting, Mike, and be very excited to see you swim across the harbor. Let me just tell you that private-public partnerships are important, and it really is great when people in the private sector step up. And for those of you who don't know, Mike Hankin is President and Chief Executive Officer of Brown Advisory. And so we say to you and your company, thanks for lending your time and your talent to this entire effort. So now I think we're about ready to break ground or drop a pipe. Make something happen. So we can ready to make something happen.